Welcome back, everyone. So, back on March 28th, I did a little Aoshima review on this thing. This is a Toyota Soarer, but it's modified by Liberty Walk, so it's all slammed to the ground and it's like a lowrider, drift car, or something like that. But I felt that it would be good to maybe get an idea of what a normal vehicle looks like. So, we have one from Konami. And so this is the Soarer 2800 GT MZ11 from 1981. Did a little research. This MZ11 is some sort of code from Toyota. It means there's a 2.8 liter engine up front. It's powering the rear wheels, and then it has a 5M-GEU inline six-cylinder engine. So that's what the MZ11 stands for. The MZ11 or MZ10, or basically this is all the first generation Toyota Soarer. It was sold between 1981 and 1985, and they're based on the A60 Toyota Supra chassis. And there's a lot of digital stuff going on in there. Like the thing actually had a touchscreen climate control, which people take for granted touchscreens today, but way back in 1981, that's something else. I don't recall ever seeing a touchscreen in a car around that time frame. And then it also had a digital speedometer and tachometer, which is kind of like Knight Rider, the Knight Rider stuff going on in the early 80s, and some LED technology to display those rev counters. So that's really all I learned about it. Not too much else. They're two-door luxury kind of compact class vehicles. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see what Konami did here. Just trying to fix these tires a little bit. They're a little, well, anyways. First blemish I see here is there's just not enough black there. Although this is a used model, it didn't come in the blister pack. It was clearly opened before, so it was possible maybe someone messed with that. Maybe it chipped, but I don't know. Maybe it was dropped. Give it benefit of the doubt. One thing that's weird is there are no mirrors, but this car could either have mirrors here or on the fenders. So they could have. I don't know. It would have been nice to have some sort of mirrors. Typical, well, I guess these are okay, these wheels, because I don't know if they could actually mold. Well, it'd be pretty hard for them to mold air passing between spokes this thin reliably. So, let's see, when is this thing made? I don't see a year of, like, copyright or anything like that. Usually I see that on the bottom of Konami's, but not this one. Anyways, it's press fit together, so it'd be kind of hard to modify. There's a little silver paint here, and the tire treads there. Tires don't look too wide for this era. That one's a little messed up again as well. So let's wrap around to the back here. Now the taillights look pretty good. You can see clearly a red and then a different brake for the turn signals, different color, and then you got silver in the backup lights there. Unfortunately, it's just a blank license plate. It would have been nice to have something written there. But the other text seems pretty good. Let's see if it's legible. Let's see if we can read this stuff. So 2.8 GT DOHC Toyota Soarer. So that wasn't printed so well. But again, this is a used model. Just a blanked off exhaust tip. Granted, it's a pretty small exhaust, so I guess you can't expect much more. Now what's weird is there's a molded in wiper blade, but there's no black paint on it, so that's kind of lazy. Oh yeah, I think some Konamis have suspension, but not this one. No suspension. It does roll though. Okay. So a little black is missing here, a little bit of paint rash going on the door, so it's probably a pretty old model. I would guess at least 10 years old. There seems to be a badge right here on the front fender, quarter panel here. Extra lemon? I don't know what that says, extra something. Extra edition or something. Well, at least I can read the first word. Seems to be a three-dimensional door handle. Pretty good. Silver on the top, a little indentation there. Some black paint around the window trim, so that seems alright. And then the front looks pretty nice. We got pretty cool looking headlamps, And then these are just painted orange, the turn signals. A little black paint in these ribbed grill section here. And then I think this black grill is a separate plastic piece, and then it's got a little silver paint going around it, and some sort of emblem there. What's that text next to it? I don't know what that text next to it would be either. It looks like AM4 or something, but I don't know. Okay. Well, anyway, some sort of detail. There's a little bumps here. I think they might, I don't know what those would be for, really. It's kind of weird. Some molded in ribs there. Unfortunately, a contaminant to the paint there. Pretty decent, well, actually pretty tight panel lines, really. Pretty good casting. Alright. Yeah, so, well, whoa, let's look at this interior. So this is nice. It's, you know, white seats, and whoa, look at the rear cushions. They're really like, they remind me of old Victorian chairs with the brass or copper things and quilting. I forget, I don't know what it's called. I'm not a furniture maker. But anyways, that's a really luxurious looking back seat for a 2+2. And then the dashboard seems to have some details molded in that steering wheel. So, and then some speakers back here on the rear. So, I'm noticing this has extremely clear windows. I mean, for molded windows, you can see everything in the interior. You notice, partially because the seats are white, so it's a great decision to have a lighter color in the interior. But let's see if we can see what the pic looks like on the other side. There's a little distortion, but at least through one plane or one pane of glass, you can really see the interior really well. I don't even need to pull out the flashlight this time around, so that's pretty cool. But now I'm noticing there's no paint on the front wipers either, although they're molded in, so that's kind of weird. But I think all these Konamis were pretty cheap. I can't imagine this thing cost more than like $8 when it was new, so I think it's a decent amount of detail. It's on par with everything else these days, I would say. I like the fact that there are no opening panels, so all the gaps look pretty consistent. Okay, well, let's compare it to these photographs before I put it on the spin machine. So here's one with the fender mirrors there. But the mesh wheels here, yeah, they look, I guess, as good as you can get without with a blanked off plastic panel. But the headlights there. So I'm trying to find a good focal point between the model and the picture, but proportionally it looks pretty accurate. It's close enough, I would say. Alright, what about the rear view? Now see, this one looks like it has mirrors in the side windows themselves, but it's clearly marked a Toyota Soarer 2800 GT, so, and then the taillights here on the model look quite accurate. Yeah, the tailpipe location, so yeah, I think Konami did a good job. I think Konami in general does a pretty decent job, considering their price especially. Okay, so let's get the little spinning machine out again. And let's compare with the crazy Liberty Walk version from Aoshima. So yeah, clearly, you know, slammed to the ground because it's run really small diameter tires and wheels. But the front ends are somewhat similar. The hood. Let's go with the rear view. You notice the Aoshima did put on these little blobby mirrors, little aftermarket sport mirrors or something. So the rear taillights, yeah, they're both relatively accurate, I would say. Well, this is much more accurate. But still, that's got at least separate, you know, horizontal bars there. Okay, so now the top view. Now the Aoshima has no wiper blades at all. They seem to skip that on all these Grachon cars that Aoshima puts out. Okay. Okay, well that's it for apparently a stock and a modified Toyota Soarer of the first generation. So it's good to compare, you know, these things here. It's I'm pretty happy with both brands actually. I think they both did a good job in their own respective ways. Okay, so hopefully if you're a Toyota fan, if you know about the Soarer, maybe you want to pick up one of these models. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.